My dear, if you've been applying castor oil every night hoping your skin would look less wrinkled, less saggy, brighter, or firmer, yet every time you look in the mirror you only see softer skin but no real tightening at all, this is not your fault, and it's not because castor oil doesn't work. The truth goes much deeper. The skin of women over 50 doesn't lose collagen. The collagen is simply asleep, not receiving the signals it needs to function. And castor oil, although incredible for moisture, cannot wake collagen on its own. The surprising part is this. The missing key may already be sitting in your home, quietly waiting, but never used the right way. When you combine these two oils correctly, your skin doesn't just feel soft, it truly changes from within, becoming warmer, brighter, and those lines begin to soften in a very natural way. Stay with me until the end of this video. Because with just one small change in your nighttime routine, you can reactivate the deep regeneration process your skin after 50 desperately needs but has forgotten for years. I am Dr. Evelyn Brooks, a dermatologist and gynecologist with over 15 years of experience supporting women after 50 inches, caring for their skin, hormones, and overall health. Throughout my career, I've realized a truth that very few people ever tell mature women. Collagen doesn't disappear because of age. It stops responding because it loses its signal. After menopause, circulation slows, oxygen delivery drops, and fibroblasts, the cells responsible for producing collagen, become quiet. That means even if you use the best oils or creams, the skin remains stagnant, not firmer, not brighter, not more lifted. My mission in this video is to help you understand what is truly happening underneath the skin's surface, and why adding just one more oil can wake up collagen and get it working again. I know this feeling. You diligently apply oil every night, massage patiently, hoping to see smoother skin, fewer wrinkles, and clear changes the next morning. But what you see is only surface softness, not the real transformation you wished for. Many women at 55, 60, or even 70 have told me the same things. My skin is softer, but still sagging. The lines around my mouth haven't changed. My skin doesn't fill out again, even though I take good care of it. You did nothing wrong. And it's not because your skin can no longer recover. The issue lies deeper, where the eyes cannot see. After 50, the skin enters a stage where circulation slows down, oxygen decreases, and fibroblasts lack the energy to produce new collagen. That's why no matter how much you moisturize, the skin cannot repair itself. The most important thing you need to know is this. Your skin can regenerate, it's simply missing the activation signal. And once that signal is restored, the skin can begin to heal naturally without pain, without invasive procedures, and without expensive products. In the next part, I will explain why castor oil alone cannot do this, and what is truly preventing your collagen from working again. The most important thing you need to know is this. Your skin can regenerate, it's simply missing the signal to wake up. And once that signal is activated, your skin can recover naturally, without pain, without invasive methods, and without any expensive products. Before we go further, if this video touches on a concern you struggle with every day, feel free to tap like or leave a comment so I know you're following along. Your interaction helps me continue creating science-based content specifically for women over 50. Now, let's get into the most important part. Why castor oil, although an excellent moisturizer, cannot firm the skin, cannot erase wrinkles, and absolutely cannot activate collagen after age 50. When women over 50 start using castor oil, the first feeling is always pleasant. The skin becomes softer, smoother, less dry, with a slight plumpness on the surface. But the truth is, castor oil only works on the outermost layer of the skin. It is an occlusive oil, meaning it hydrates, locks in moisture, and creates a protective barrier, but it cannot reach the deeper layers where fibroblasts live, the cells responsible for producing collagen and elastin. After menopause, estrogen drops sharply, causing the underlying blood vessels to constrict. When blood vessels constrict, oxygen supply decreases, and fibroblasts gradually become silent. They no longer have the energy to produce collagen, no matter how many oils or serums you apply. This is why so many women tell me, my skin is softer but still loose. There are still lines around my mouth. My skin doesn't feel elastic like before. It's not that castor oil isn't good. It's that castor oil nourishes it, doesn't activate. To truly wake collagen, the skin needs three things that castor oil cannot provide: stronger microcirculation, oxygen delivered to the deeper layers, a signal to activate fibroblasts. Castor oil prepares the surface, but it cannot wake what lies below. And this is where the second oil comes in, the one capable of doing what castor oil simply cannot. My dear, when it comes to wrinkles, sagging, or loss of elasticity, most women immediately think of aging. But age is only the background, not the real culprit. The true reason collagen becomes weaker lies in something far more subtle: the decline of microcirculation in the skin. From around age 50, especially after menopause, estrogen levels begin to drop sharply. Estrogen is not only a reproductive hormone, it also helps maintain the skin's softness, thickness, and natural warmth. When estrogen decreases, the tiny capillaries under the skin become less flexible, narrower, and unable to deliver blood to the skin surface the way they used to. This leads to a very important chain reaction. Less oxygen reaches the skin. Cells don't receive enough nutrients. The natural repair process slows down. Fibroblasts, the collagen factories, lose energy and stop working. Your skin is not lacking collagen. Collagen simply lacks the conditions to regenerate. This is why, even if you use anti-aging serums, retinol, vitamin C, or various facial oils, your skin still doesn't improve dramatically. The surface may be moisturized, but the deeper layers where collagen is produced aren't receiving the signals they need to recover. You may recognize the signs of weak microcirculation through these familiar symptoms. Your skin often feels cool or cold to the touch. Your complexion looks pale or dull. You bruise easily, even with very light impact. Dark spots or small wounds take longer to fade or heal. The skin looks thinner, less full than before. These signs don't mean your skin is aging. They mean the skin lacks blood flow, oxygen, and activation. And when oxygen doesn't arrive, fibroblasts essentially fall into a hibernation state. This makes existing wrinkles deepen, the skin collapse more easily, and the natural firmness gradually disappear. The best news is this: circulation can improve, and once it does, even just slightly, the skin responds very quickly. As soon as blood flow returns, the skin becomes warmer, tighter, and the fibroblasts wake up and begin working again. But to create this activation signal, the skin needs a biological stimulator, something castor oil cannot provide. And that is exactly why we need rosemary oil in the next part. The magic begins the moment microcirculation improves, even just a little, because at that precise moment, those fibroblasts that have been sleeping finally receive the signals they've been waiting for all these years. Signals of oxygen, nutrients, and energy. The first thing you'll notice is not the disappearance of wrinkles, but a gentle warmth on the skin. This is not burning or irritation, it's a natural warmth, the clearest sign that blood has begun returning to nourish that area. Warmer skin means oxygen is flowing again, cells are waking up, and the repair process is starting. Next comes a change in your skin tone. When the skin is nourished from within, the color becomes brighter, less pale, and more vibrant. Some women have told me, I can't remember the last time my face didn't look grey and cold. Wrinkles also begin to change, but in a very natural way. They soften before they fade, and this is extremely important. A softened wrinkle indicates that collagen beneath the surface has started to regenerate, and water is being retained within the deeper layers of the skin, not just on the outer surface. When circulation functions properly, fibroblasts begin producing new collagen, not the water-plumped temporary kind you get from silicone-based products or surface-level fillers, but real structural collagen, strong, elastic, and able to support the skin long-term. This is also when you'll notice the difference between nourishing the skin and activating the skin. Nourishing makes the surface smoother. Activating makes your body rebuild itself from within. And to activate this process effectively, your skin needs something castor oil does not have: a compound that can truly awaken microcirculation and deliver oxygen to the deeper layers of the skin. That leads us to an oil many women overlook, despite its very powerful biological effects. That oil is rosemary oil, the oil known as the collagen awakening signal after age 50. When you understand that collagen weakens not because of age, but because the environment beneath the skin no longer provides enough signals and energy, you will immediately see something very important. Your skin has not become weak, it is simply waiting to be switched back on. Collagen does not need force from strong products or invasive procedures. It only needs three foundational elements: oxygen, microcirculation, and fibroblast activation signals. When these three appear at the same time, mature skin begins to transform in ways many women assumed they had lost forever. You can imagine this like a garden after winter. The soil is not dead, it is simply cold and lacking nutrients. But when sunlight returns, the flow of water restarts, and the soil is awakened. Flowers and plants can bloom again, even if everything looked silent before. The skin of women after 60 is the same, the capacity to recover is still there. It just needs the right conditions to come back to life. And if what I've shared so far is helping you understand your own skin more clearly, you can tap like or leave a so I know you're still with me. Those small interactions help the channel grow and bring science-based knowledge to more women over 60. Now, let's move to the most important part of the entire video. The one oil that can awaken microcirculation, deliver oxygen into the deeper layers of the skin, and activate fibroblasts, something castor oil cannot do on its own. That oil is rosemary oil. And the reason it's so powerful will truly surprise you. Through many years of working with mature women, I've noticed something interesting that very few people pay attention to. The oils that create real change in skin after 50 are not moisturizing oils, they are activating oils. And rosemary oil is one of the very few capable of doing that. Rosemary oil is not just fragrant or relaxing. It contains extremely potent biological compounds such as rosmarinic acid, carnosic acid, and 1,8-cineol, three substances proven to improve microcirculation under the skin, increase oxygen flow, and stimulate fibroblast activity. After menopause, when the blood vessels under the skin gradually become less flexible, rosemary oil can help reopen those pathways for oxygen, allowing each cell to receive more energy for repair. That's why many women feel a gentle warmth, not heat or irritation, when applying rosemary oil correctly. It's a type of biological warmth, a clear sign that blood is returning to nourish the skin. Unlike castor oil, which stays on the surface, rosemary oil can penetrate deeper, reaching the layers where fibroblasts are asleep. Because of this, it doesn't just soften the outer skin, it reactivates collagen production from within. You can think of it as a signal messenger, waking up the cells that once worked vigorously when you were younger, but have gone silent with time. Recent studies also support this. A clinical observation in 2022 showed that rosemary extract can improve microcirculation in mature skin by more than 40%, especially in areas prone to sagging, like the cheeks and around the mouth. Another study found that when rosemary oil is diluted in a carrier oil, fibroblasts begin increasing collagen density after 6 weeks, not by forcing the skin to react, but by supporting its natural environment. This is the biggest difference. Castor oil nourishes, rosemary oil activates, and when these two oils meet in the right way, the skin responds in ways no single oil could ever achieve. In the next part, we will talk about the true transformation moment. What happens when castor oil and rosemary oil are combined in the correct ratio and applied the right way, and why this combination is considered one of the most effective natural collagen activation methods for women over 60. Do you remember the sentence I mentioned at the beginning? Castor oil is not the problem. It's just working alone. This is the moment where you'll understand why that matters so much. When castor oil is used by itself, it acts like a soft blanket, moisturizing, soothing, and protecting the surface. But no matter how warm a blanket is, it cannot wake up a house if everything inside has gone silent. Skin after 60 is the same. It needs a source of energy to restart the cells that have been quiet for far too long. And that is exactly where rosemary oil comes in. When these two oils are combined correctly, what happens underneath the skin is not just deeper hydration. It is a true biological shift. Castor oil moisturizes and creates a stable environment. Rosemary oil opens the pathways for oxygen and activates microcirculation. Fibroblasts receive the signals they lost after menopause. Collagen begins to rebuild with proper structure, slowly but steadily. Many women describe this moment as a feeling that their skin has come alive again. Not a silicone-type shine, but a natural warmth, elasticity, and fullness, things that only true internal regeneration can create. This combination is what I call the collagen activation blend. Not a commercial product, but a biological principle. Nourish plus activate equals real regeneration. If at this point everything is starting to make sense, feel free to leave a comment saying, "I understand now," or simply drop a. These small interactions help the video reach more women over 60 who are struggling with sagging, tired skin, just like you once did. I read every comment, and they are what inspire me to continue sharing gentle, scientific, and safe methods. And now, we move on to the next important part. What truly happens when castor oil and rosemary oil blend together, and why this combination creates a transformation that no single oil can achieve. When castor oil and rosemary oil are blended together in the correct ratio, they no longer behave as two separate oils. They become a new biological environment where moisture, oxygen, and cellular signals meet at the same time. This is exactly what the skin after 50 has been missing for many years. Castor oil moisturizes and creates a stable base on the skin's surface. It works like softened soil, allowing everything to absorb more effectively. But the real change begins when rosemary oil moves into the deeper layers and reopens the microcirculation beneath the skin. Thanks to this combination, oxygen and nutrients begin to move downward through osmotic flow, reaching the exact place where fibroblasts are sleeping. When oxygen reaches the fibroblasts, they don't immediately respond with visible changes on the surface. Instead, they slowly wake up and begin reorganizing collagen into a firmer structure. These newly formed collagen fibers are not water-puffed or temporarily plumped. They are strong, stable, and help the skin regain the natural elasticity that many women lose after menopause. What's interesting is that many women don't notice the first change visually, they feel it. The skin becomes gently warm, softer but firmer from within, and the overall tone looks brighter. This is not an instant effect. This is a biological response, where the body repairs itself according to its natural rhythm. The castor plus rosemary combination does not create transformation because it is stronger, but because it aligns with how mature skin wants to heal. Even if you use the right oils and the correct massage technique, applying them at the wrong time can prevent your skin from receiving the full benefits of the blend. What most women don't know is this. Collagen does not regenerate all day. It regenerates during a very specific time window, from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. This is called the repair window, the period when the body shifts from daytime protection mode into nighttime repair mode. When melatonin rises and growth hormone begins to release, the blood vessels under the skin dilate, circulation warms up, and fibroblasts become more sensitive to activation signals than at any other time. If you apply the castor plus rosemary blend 45 to 60 minutes before bedtime, the skin will have enough time to absorb the oils, increase microcirculation, and create the right conditions for fibroblasts to start working once the body enters its natural repair state. During the day, the skin is busy protecting you from UV rays, pollution, and temperature changes. But nighttime is when the skin truly repairs, regenerates, and rebuilds its structure. So choosing the right timing isn't just a small tip, it is a core part of natural collagen activation after age 50. To allow the castor oil and rosemary oil blend to work effectively without causing irritation, the most important factor is using the correct ratio. Mature skin is very sensitive to thickness and essential oil concentration, so even small mistakes can lead to redness, warmth, or overwhelm the skin. The safest formula is 2 teaspoons of castor oil as the base, 3 to 5 drops of rosemary essential oil. Never more. You only need to place both oils in your palm, swirl them gently to create natural warmth, and apply them to your skin using slow upward motions. Massage for 3–5 minutes enough to enhance circulation without stretching the skin. For skin after 60, you should use this blend only 3 to 4 nights per week. Using it too often won't create better results. Sometimes it can even clog the skin or make it overly moisturized. Mature skin responds best when nourished gradually, never forced. And one important reminder, rosemary oil is very potent, so you should never apply it directly to the skin without dilution. Always patch test on a small area first, especially if you have sensitive skin or existing inflammation. My dear, the changes that happen after age 50 are not the end of your skin. They are simply reminders that your skin now needs to be cared for in a different way, gentler, smarter, and aligned with the biology of maturity. When castor oil and rosemary oil are combined correctly, the skin doesn't just become softer or more moisturized. It begins to warm, to brighten, and most importantly, to regenerate from within. Collagen hasn't disappeared. It has simply been waiting to be activated. If this video gives you new knowledge or even a little hope for your skin, feel free to tap like or leave a comment so I know you're here. That helps me continue creating the safest, most scientific, and most suitable content for women after 50. Your beauty hasn't gone anywhere. It's simply waiting to be awakened again, gently and naturally.